Here's a look at my top 10 shooting guards so far this season, but first, honorable mentions include Austin Reeves, Desmond Bane, CJ McCollum, Kobe White, Cam Thomas, Malik Beasley, and Malik Monk. At number 10, we have Dyson Daniels. Through the first half of the season, Daniels has recorded at least 5 steals in 10 games. Only 2 players have ever had at least 25 steal games since steals started getting tracked in 1973-74, and they are Don Bussey in 1976-77 and Alvin Robertson in both 1985-86 and 86-87. Daniels has had a few strong offensive games as well, scoring 20-plus points 5 times, including on November 12th when he erupted for a career-best 28 points in a win at Boston. Next up, we have Jaycee Green. Green might be the most unpredictable player in the league right now. He's been electric in some games and out of rhythm in others. Twice so far this season, he has scored over 40 points, including in a win over Memphis on January 13th when he tallied 42 points, but he's also been held to single digits in scoring 5 times. He's second in the league in shot attempts off handoffs and 4th in shot attempts as the ball handler in the pick and roll, but he's not efficient in either. Also, Houston's defensive rating when he's on the floor is 110.2, and when he's off, it's 99.0. Here's Mel Bridges. The thing that really pops out about Bridges is his efficiency in the mid-range. He's one of 34 players so far that has taken at least 100 shots in the mid-range and has made 48.3% of them, 6th best among those players. Also, Bridges has taken more shots from the three-point corners than any other player, and he's knocked down 44.3% of them, the 4th best mark among the 25 players who have attempted at least 75 corner threes. He's also been one of the better point of attack defenders with his pressure on ball handlers. Moving on to Tyler Herro. The only players who have shot it better coming off an off-ball screen with at least 100 attempts than Herro are Anthony Edwards, Cam Johnson, and Steph Curry. Another thing about Herro that's interesting is that he takes and makes a lot of tough contested shots. He's shooting 45% on heavily contested shots, which for a guard is a very strong mark. His best scoring game this season came on November 12th when he poured in 40 points at Detroit. He made 3 straight three-pointers in the final 90 seconds to force overtime, but Miami did lose in the extra session. He also made a game-winning jumper at Orlando on December 26th. Now we have Norman Powell. This is the second time in his career that Powell has made a massive jump. The first time was in 2019-20 with the Raptors when he doubled his points per game. That was more playing time based. This year he's elevated his game again, averaging a shade under 24 points per game, 10 more than last year. The thing that he's doing way more of this year is taking shots coming off ball screens. He leads the league in these attempts and has made 49.7% of them, which is one of the best marks. Even if he doesn't break free from the screen, he's crafty enough to create on his own after the catch. He's shooting 43.4% from three-point range, the second best mark among the 37 players who are averaging at least 7 three-point attempts per contest. Next up is Zach LaVine. There have been 2 players so far this year that have a streak of at least 6 straight 30-plus point games. LaVine is one of them, doing it from January 1st to January 12th. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the other, having done it 7 straight games. LaVine has been remarkably efficient this year. In fact, he's on pace to become the first player in NBA history to shoot at least 50% from the field overall and 44% from three-point range, with at least 7 three-point attempts per contest. Of course, the problem in Chicago is the defense. They are giving up the second most points per game. Moving on to Devin Booker. On one hand, the Suns are far more functional offensively when Booker is on the floor. Their offensive rating in those circumstances is 114.2, and when he's off, it's a team worst 108.5. But their defense is much better when he's off. Also, Booker just hasn't been as smooth as we've seen in the past. He's taking way more threes than ever, but isn't shooting a great percentage. In fact, among the 24 players who have taken at least 300 threes so far, he has the second worst percentage. Only LaMelo Ball ranks lower. Booker is also not finishing at a great rate near the basket, so far making a career low 58% of his shots within 3 feet of the hoop. What he is thriving at, though, are step backs. Among the 48 players who have taken at least 75 of them, Booker has the best percentage at 48.3%. Here's Kyrie Irving. Kyrie has an outside chance of having a 50-40-90 season, something he accomplished in the 2020-21 season while playing in Brooklyn. Currently, he's at 48.3% overall, 42.5% from 3, and 90.6% from the free throw line. He has 2 40-plus point games this year so far, including on December 28th when he scored 46 against Portland. Like some of the others on this list, the Mavs are much more electric when Kyrie is on the floor, but they are also less stifling defensively. Dallas has a defensive rating of 108.3 when he's off the court and 112.1 when he's on. Next up is Anthony Edwards. Clearly the mission this season for Minnesota was to take more threes. Last year they were 23rd in three-point attempts, but were also 3rd in three-point percentage. This year they are 7th in attempts and still 3rd in percentage. Edwards has taken the second most three-pointers this year in the league and is shooting 42.5% on them. In his 53-point performance against Detroit on January 4th, he made 10 triples, tied for the second most in Timberwolves history. An increase in turnovers, getting to the free throw line less, and less efficient shooting inside the arc have been weaker areas for him though. And finally, we have Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell is having his best three-point shooting season of his career, and he's taking care of the ball better than ever before. Right now, he's shooting 39.7% from downtown and averaging just 2.0 turnovers, both career best marks. So far, he has 13 30-plus point games, including on November 15th when he had 37 against Chicago. Cleveland's offensive rating currently is a league best 121.8. If the season ended today, that would be the second best offensive rating in NBA history. Last year, the Celtics had an all-time best offensive rating of 123.2. So that'll wrap up this video. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe.